Hello beautiful people of the internet! A while back, I told you guys that I got my first tattoos done, and I promised you that I would make a separate video talking a bit more about them, like going more into their stories and stuff like that, and I recently realized that I haven't made that video yet, so I just thought I would do that for today's vlog. I love my tattoos, and I suppose you guys were interested in it as well, because I got a lot of comments when I first posted the pictures on my social media and stuff, so today is going to be all about the first two tattoos that I got. I got them both done when I was in the UK in October. They were both done by Joel at Blackheart Collective in Rugley, I think it's called, near Birmingham. I met Joel through a mutual friend of ours. I have talked about Jamie before. Jamie is one of my best buddies and he lives in the UK and he's very into tattooing himself. I don't think he tattoos anymore, but he does have a lot of tattoos and he's really close with Joel. So on Jamie's recommendation, I went to Joel to get my first two tattoos done. Before we got to London, I asked Jamie if he wanted to do the designs for my tattoos because I really love Jamie's artwork. I think he's an amazing artist and it's such a shame that he doesn't tattoo himself anymore. Jamie, if you can get back into it, please do it because I'd love to have a tattoo done by you one day. But that aside, Jamie's artwork is great. I have a few of his artwork right there on my closet, by the way. Because I like Jamie's artwork, I asked if he wanted to design my tattoos and he was very happy to. So I told him what I wanted to have. I wanted to have the 4 elements on my arm. We discussed a lot about this because I wasn't sure what I wanted to have. So he sent me a few designs. I wasn't sure, so I told him to change a few things about them, and it was a lot of back and forth emailing. We settled on a design. He mailed the designs to Joel, and yeah, I kind of had my tattoo done, I guess. So this is the first one that I had done. At first I actually wanted to have it here, but because your arm moves a lot and because I really wanted to have them in one line, it would have appeared as if the tattoo was not tattooed right. Joel told me that it was better if I put it somewhere else, but I wanted to try it. I had the stencil done and he was right, I didn't like it. So we proceeded to do the tattoo on this part of the arm and I love it. It's great. As you can see, the tattoo itself is inspired by The Legend of Aang, so The Last Airbender. I love that series. It's probably up there in my top 5 favorite series ever made. It's been such a big part of my childhood and I'm really immersed in the fandom as well. So I didn't really mind that it was those elements. The thing I really like about this as well is that Jamie wanted to put a tiny little splash of color in them because I wanted to keep them as simple as possible. So at first I actually just wanted to have the lines and that was it. But Jamie said that he thought it'd be really cool if I were to add a tiny little hint of color into them, and you know, they were the artists. I kind of just went with what they thought and I ended up really loving it. Another thing that I really like about it is that when I just stand normally like I would normally stand, with my arms like this, you don't really see that there's a tattoo there, so it's a bit hidden, which I think is really cool. So I really like the placement, I really like how it turned out, and now I guess only thing that's left to say is the meaning behind it. I've mentioned this before, but I have 4 younger brothers, and it so happened that most of them are in a different element when you look at their zodiac sign. I just really wanted to have something representative of my brothers, and the 4 elements to me were perfect because I have 4 brothers and they're all so different that to me they fit perfectly in every single element. So the oldest one that I have is called Neil. His zodiac sign is a Leo, which is normally the fire element, but I chose Earth for him because he's very, very stubborn, and there's a saying in Dutch, zo koppig als een steenezel, which basically means that you're as stubborn as a stone donkey. It's not really something that really exists, but the stone element kind of matched the earth for me, so I wanted to make him an earth type. If you were to ask me what element he would bend in the series of, you know, the Last Airbender universe, I would definitely say that he's an earthbender. That kind of makes up for it. And then with the saying that we have, it fits. For me, it fits. Then the next element is the fire element, which is for my brother Simon. His zodiac sign is an Aries, is that how you say it? It's the same as mine, and we both are known for being very fiery types. He always has this energy and this fire burning inside of him, and he's always so full of life, actually, just like fire to me. So that was perfect, it matched perfectly. And since he's the second brother that I have, he gets the second place on the row of elements. And the next one we have air, which stands stands for my little brother Loic, which is a French name, by the way. He is 9 years old now. Oh, I haven't said the ages. Neil is 20 years old, Simon is 16, and then the next one for Loic, he turned 9 in October. He is a scale as a zodiac sign. Is that how you say it? I'm not sure. I'm gonna look that up real quick because I don't want to say wrong things. Oh, he's a Libra. That's the one I was looking for. He's a Libra in his zodiac sign, which is an air element. And again, this is something that really represents him, I think, because especially like if you believe in the whole character type and zodiac sign kind of things, he's terrible at making decisions. He never knows what he wants, and he's so lighthearted. It's a bit weird to describe because he's not fully grown yet, so he doesn't really have his full own identity and own personality yet, but I feel like it works perfectly for him. And then the last element that I have is the water element, which stands for my little brother Liam, who you've seen me make a video with before. He's the youngest one of the family. He's 5 years old, I think now. I'm not sure. I'm a terrible sister. But he's the youngest one, and his zodiac sign is the Pescis, well, the fish. He's the fish, which is a water element, so in that way, it actually worked perfectly, and I wanted to have them in order, like the oldest to the youngest ones. I really like how the tattoo turned out. I also really like that I decided to go for the little splash of color in the end because it does add something extra to it, and I just love my tattoo. It's just perfect. I love it so much. So that's the first one, I guess. A lot of rambling again, but there you have it. The second one that I have is one on my leg, and it is a jam jar. I have a jam jar tattooed on my leg, but it does have a story, so I'm going to tell that real quick. I mentioned Jamie before, right? Like, he's my best buddy from the UK. We met through Tumblr so many years ago, and the jam jar kind of became our thing. Back in the day, we used to Skype a lot, like so much. We used to Skype almost all the time. And at some point, he asked me if I wanted to learn him a Dutch word. And when I asked him what he wanted to know, he said that he wanted to know how to say strawberry jam, because he really liked strawberry jam, and because his name is Jamie, they usually also just call him Jam. So I said aardbeienconfituur, which is, you know, how we say strawberry jam. And I will never forget that moment because it was so funny. I'm so sorry, Jamie, but it was so hilarious. So he said it in the most funny way, and he said aardbeienconfituur, and I just found that so funny, and since then it kind of became our thing. So he changed his Instagram name to aardbeienconfituur, his Tumblr I'm not sure, and at some point he had a jam jar tattooed on his leg, and that jam jar was kind of representative of our friendship, and I was so honored and I felt so happy that I kind of wanted to return the favor. So I kind of out of the blue asked Jamie if he wanted to design a jam jar for me, and he did. And this one's actually based on the one that he has on his leg. Another fun thing about it is that it's done by the same tattoo artist, so Joel also did his jam jar, and it's really cool when you see like the two tattoos like together and you can like compare them. So I kind of have this tattoo done in honor of Jamie, and a lot of people may think it's ridiculous because, you know, maybe in a few years we may not be friends anymore or not as close anymore, or you never know what happens. And even if someday we stop talking, I will never regret this because Jamie has been there for me at my worst, really. He's helped me through so much, and he means more to me than he will ever know. That's not something you throw away, and that's always a precious memory that I will have, and I will always love Jamie so much for it. Even if for some reason we end up fighting or we end up not talking to each other anymore, you can't change the memories, and damn, I really love our memories. I'm gonna stop like the mushy emotional part now because I will tear up if I keep continuing like this. But yeah, that tattoo really means a lot to me as well. I like them both. Joel did an excellent job. These were my first tattoos, and Joel was so gentle with me, and I remember at some point I was just lying there constantly asking questions because I just wanted to have like something to talk about or something to do in the meantime. And he was very kind. He answered my questions. He kept me busy and talking. He regularly checked on me to see if I was okay, and if I wanted to stop, I just had to say something, and then we could like pause. And he was so nice and so gentle, and I really love his style of tattooing as well. So I'm definitely going to get more tattoos once I'm in Rugly again, because Joel is an amazing person, an amazing tattoo artist, and I really love his work. And yeah, I think that's about what I can say about my tattoos. I would want to say something about how much they hurt, but it's a bit difficult because I only have 2 tattoos, so I don't really have something to compare it with. All I can say is this one hurt more than the one on my ankle because the skin here is a lot thinner, so I had a few painful moments here, but I wouldn't say that the pain was unbearable. Did it hurt? Yes, it hurt because it's a needle repeatedly poking into your skin, of course it hurts, but it wasn't unbearable because I wouldn't have gotten 2 tattoos done in the same session if it were that painful. And if it were that painful, there wouldn't be so many people walking around with tattoos either. But in conclusion, my first tattoo experience was great. As you can see, the sun has gone down by now, so the quality of this video is a lot less than it was at the beginning, which I'm very sorry about. But those were my 2 first tattoos, those were the stories attached to them. So a big thank you to Jamie for designing the tattoos, a big thank you to Joel from Blackheart Collective for doing them, and while I'm at it, I also want to thank Sean because he kind of gave up a whole day of London just for me to get my first tattoo. If you want to check out Jamie, because Jamie has a YouTube channel, I will put his information in the description. I'll also link you to Joel and to Blackheart Collective if you're interested in their work, and if you want to go there one day yourself, I can only recommend it because he's really, really good. And I guess that's it for links. Today's discussion, I would like it to be about tattoos. So what were your first tattoos experience? Do you have tattoos? Do you want tattoos? Do you have good experiences, bad experiences? Tell me all about it in the comments below. I love to see your stories and I love to interact with you guys, and I really hope that we can kind of strike up a conversation because I really, really, really love doing that. So yeah, let me know. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!